Welcome to another edition of the Cougar Close Up on Shaw TV. This week we feature Prince George Cougars head coach Mark Holick. Now in his third full season behind the bench of the team, we'll find out why the Prince George Cougars and Mark Holick are such a great match. Plus, we'll talk about the path ahead as the Prince George Cougars get closer and closer to solidifying that playoff spot in the Western Conference. All of that and more with the Prince George Cougars head coach next on the Cougar Close Up on Shaw TV. Prince George Cougars head coach Mark Holick, your third full season now, coach, at the helm of this franchise. And boy, how things have changed over the span of 3.5 years for you. This team right now fighting tooth and nail for positioning now in the top three of the BC division, and the home stretch of the 2015-16 season awaits. Just tell me from your standpoint, kind of what the success of this season has meant to you so far. 10 games over 500, and the best hopefully still yet to come.
Yeah, we're hoping that. I mean, obviously, I think our play into Christmas, we really thought we were getting better as we went along, and I think since the Christmas break, we've been a little bit more inconsistent than we want to be. There's parts of our game that has fallen off, and then when you get that back on track, something else goes south. But still trying to get these young men playing as a group and as a unit, and when we do that, I think we're real hard to play against. So certainly, it's acceptable, I guess, where we are right now. Certainly want to make sure that we continue to we win more than we lose.
The Holick family has really seemed to embrace the community of Prince George, whether it's during the winter months or during the summer months. And to me, really from the get-go, Prince George has just seemed to be a really good fit for you, your wife, your children, and your dog. Explain.
I don't know. It's a really neat place to live. I mean, the whole family has moved here. My son goes to college here. My daughter's into high school, and my wife's got an excellent job working in the medical industry here. So it's been a real neat place to hang your hat, so to speak. It's been one of the places we've been the longest in recent memory, and certainly look forward to being here for years to come.
There have been a lot of really cool moments over the course of your time in Prince George. Todd Fiddler getting 50 goals, scoring 4 in his final game in a Cougar uniform. Troy Burke setting a points record, and Chase Watala recently becoming the all-time leading goal scorer. Chase has been one of the few constants over the course of your time in Prince George, Mark. For you to see him reach that milestone and now have Troy Burke's point milestone within his crosshairs as well, what does that mean to you as his coach?
Well, again, Chase is a player that's been here since I've taken over. He was, a young kid when January of 2013, I believe, and certainly you can always tell he's an offensive type player. He skates real well, shoots the puck well, but he was a little bit younger back then, and maybe not as eager to get into those areas that you need to get in consistently to produce consistent offense. But he's always found a way. And for me, he's gotten better every single year. Great kid in our dressing room, a real good leader, and he's from PG, so he's very proud to be a guy from the north, and certainly the guys embrace that, and he certainly sells that within our dressing room, and our guys, like I said, they certainly embrace that.
Coach, with the playoffs now looming, the Prince George Cougars, Kelowna Rockets, and Victoria Royals all in top 3 positions right now in the BC division, and the next 17 games really going to be very telling as far as how it all shapes up. But am I right in thinking that whether it is Kelowna, whether it is Victoria in round 1, that you like your chances, you like the way you stack up, and just from a stretch drive standpoint for this season, you like the way the Prince George Cougars are situated heading into the second season?
Well, again, the playoffs are the playoffs, and it's a completely different animal. You're playing the same team. It's a short series, so to speak, and there's lots of travel in between, especially with us being where we are located in the province. But it's something that we want to just try to make sure our game is peaking at the right time. And like I said, right now we've had our struggles. We've been a little bit inconsistent for our liking, and we want to make sure that we're entering the playoffs on a high, and we're entering the playoffs when our game's real good. So, like you said, we've got 17 games here coming up to make sure that we get on top of our habits, we get on top of our details, and play the game the right way. And you know, you cheat the game, it always comes back and bites you in the behind here. So we want to make sure that we're playing the game the right way. We're not cheating, good habits, and like I said, strong details. And you know, let the playoffs take care of itself once we get there.
Whether it's on the ice, off the ice, or in the community, Coach, it's been great to see you and your entire family, for that matter, take such a leadership role within this franchise and within this community. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today. Best of luck to you and the Prince George Cougars down the road, marching towards the postseason in 2016.
Thanks, Dan.